ziet er echt niet uit, hè?
I know, je ziet er nooit uit. Dat is maar niet uit. Hello everybody, today I'm here with my best friend. His name is Hello everybody! We're gonna talk about astrology today because he's like my astrology friend. He always tells me what I'm like.
Astrology wise, theoretically, but also empirically.
We're gonna see how much my sun, moon and ascendant match my personality. So he's gonna explain what it means and I'm gonna say if it's me. By the way, if you hear a lot of wind, I'm sorry. We're sitting like half outside. So a little disclaimer before we start this video, we are not experts.
Not at all.
He is pretty expert in this, but we're not experts, like we didn't study this, okay? He reads a lot about it. I've read a lot about mine, but I don't know a lot in general. But we're not experts, so don't take this too seriously. Don't feel like attacked if we're talking about any of your signs. Like it's all good. Like I love you anyway.
You don't have to take anything too literal. This is just theoretically,
and
so
it's for fun.
What I've been talked about or what I've been seeing, and it's just for fun.
Today we're focusing on the 3 most important ones, or at least the most known. Just explain what sun, moon, and ascendant mean. Yeah.
So everyone knows their star sign. Although you're not into astrology, when you were a child, everyone was talking about what's your zodiac sign. It's the most common. The sun sign is defined as our ego. It's common because that's the first thing you see in a person, because most people live with their egos, so they think with their ego, they act on their ego. But if you go deeper into astrology, you know that a moon sign is actually, personally for me, it's more important, because the moon sign is something that comes instinctively. It's something that you can just ignore. Like it's there and it will never go away. And I think working with the moon sign is harder because it's deep inside of you, and working with a sun sign is just the qualities that have been given to you and that you can work with in favor of yourself, in favor for you to live your life the best as possible.
So what's ascendant? The ascendant is the first impression you get when you meet someone, basically.
Yeah, basically that's it.
Let's start with the sun sign. My sun sign, it's a Leo.
Leo. The sun is the ruler of Leo. So it's in its own home sign. So that means it is working great, actually. But at the same time, the characteristics that comes with it are more highlighted. Oh, don't mind my English. Theoretically seen, Leo is actually the creator, is everything you have when it's new. It's like fresh, it's fun, it's loving, it's warm. Like if you look at it like basically, since the sun is the ruler of Leo, the sun gives us warmth, gives us happiness, gives us the drive to keep on going. The sun in Leo is very enthusiastic, is an actor, it's all about drama, it's all about childish ways. Leos really have their inner child always, like it's there. You will never see them like fully growing up because they just having fun and want to meet new people, want to make their whole life kind of a movie set. You can say it like that.
I really feel that.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm in a movie.
Yeah, like Leos are the directors of their own movie, and if you take love into stages, Leo is the one of the honeymoon. Is the one of new, fresh love when everything is fun and cool and good. Like
a typical romance movie that's like just a little bit bad because it's like very cheesy. It's very cheesy, but it's good, you know. Yeah.
It's good, and that's what Leos are. Leos are very cheesy and sometimes dramatic, and you can irritate them. Like eventually, they give you joy and happiness.
I can really relate to the Leo sun, but when we get into my moon, I'll explain why it's different. But I am really joyful at times, and I really want to make the stuff I'm doing really fun, and like what you're saying about like directing a movie, I feel like I'm always planning my life. If a party is coming up, then I'm like, okay, help me plan, like who's gonna come, where are you gonna do it, like I'm always planning and always like trying to have as much fun in my life as I can, you know. So I really relate to the Leo moon, and I'm very outgoing and I talk to everybody. Sun.
Her moon is a Scorpio. So a Scorpio has a lot of depth and a lot of intensity that helps you think about life, helps you think about things you would not think about. But sometimes the intensity may be too intense for some people that makes you want to run from that intensity.
No, but Scorpios, I feel like Scorpio sun and Scorpio moon is very different.
True.
It is very different. Anyway, we're back. Everything is different. The lighting is different. We look different. I don't know, maybe we don't look different. But it's been a few hours, so we're back because our camera dies every time.
A Scorpio moon is actually in conflict with a Leo, but at the same time they have a lot of similarities. Let me tell you why. I talked about a Leo being the director of their own movie, as in the movie is their life. A Scorpio takes it a little bit further though, because a Scorpio likes to control. You know how we talked about Leo being the childish way of like directing? They like to control others or situations emotionally and psychologically. And they do this because they don't trust people and situations. They have to reassure themselves of it. So how they do that is in forms of figuring people out, figuring dynamics out, figuring everything out to reassure themselves that they have the power to control a certain situation. They need to have reassurance that everything is going the right way, and that is where the controlling comes from. Because at the same time they don't want to have unexpected things, because they are a water signs. They tend to act like as if they are strong and dominant and you can't hurt them. That's why a lot of times people say like, oh, Scorpio, that's a bitch. Or Scorpio, they're vengeful. They are, but and they are bitches, but that's just their way, because they know they're, at the end of the day, they're sensitive, but they just preventing themselves to feel to go through stuff like that. But at the same time they are a water sign, so they feel emotions very deeply and they let themselves influence very hard by these emotions.
When I figured out that my moon sign was a Scorpio and I read like what it meant, I was like, yes, this is so me. Like, I think as a child I was pretty controlling to my friends because I always wanted to have like some sort of control over the situation or about my feelings getting hurt. But in the end now I'm learning that you never have a situation or a relationship in your control. It's not possible. But it's still something very hard for me because like I just want to have control of the situation. I don't want anything bad to happen. Like when I thought people didn't want to hang out with me, instead of like being okay with it, I was always trying to control them, ask them, oh, why can't you hang out with me? Is it because you don't like me? But it wasn't like that. And that's a Leo too, yeah. So the Scorpio Leo in me, I really feel that.
Yeah, Scorpio tends to live a life to be seen as a heartless bitch, and a Leo will speak about it and will almost cry just to have that attention, while a Scorpio is more guarded about their emotions, but they will more likely hurt you if they feel hurt.
The Scorpio and moon means that this is going on inside of me.
Yeah.
So I am kind of like a hard bitch to myself because I feel like I don't let myself see my own emotions, but when I talk to people about my emotions, it's so easy. Like that's my Leo. Like I can talk about anything. Just ask me anything and I will tell you. But when I'm dealing with myself, I just try to not feel everything and like try to not deal with it, try to protect myself.
They just have to always have their guard up because they see themselves as strong. They see themselves as smart, as untouchable actually. And when that expectations aren't being met, they have to come up with a plan. Scorpios also really think black and white, so there is no gray area. So
That's
always
definitely for sure with me, besides the fact that I have borderline. That makes it even better, because that also means you see black and white. But yeah, when I just listen to my astrology, I'm like, okay, like if you have my signs, you're basically borderline already.
very true.
Like I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but like I was meant to be like this, I guess. And seeing black and white, that's me. Like
with Scorpio, it's either good or bad. For some people, it's hard. Then it's just like, no, this is what I want. And a Scorpio is very like egocentric, and a Leo is very dominant, so they won't let themselves pushed away very easily. The both of them, they always work towards a goal. They always want to achieve something, and that's what really marks them to be like great people.
when I was younger, I was really, when someone wanted to not be my friend anymore, they had to go through like a whole process. Like, I'm not just gonna let you go, you know what I mean?
We always come back to the reassurance part, like what she says about they have to go through some stuff. She has to know that this person is not gonna hurt her or gonna misuse her trust in her, and that's why Scorpios tend to play games, as in psychologically or or emotionally. Sorry, I'm always laughing off the word, but when things get bad with a Scorpio, especially Moon, they will eventually hurt you, so you walk away. So we're going to
My rising,
the rising
slash ascendant, if you know any of these words.
in Leo.
My rising is also a Leo, and I think rising is like your first impression you give to people. So my first impression is basically about me, so that's, I think, a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. A Leo in rising is just a hell of fun. Like when you meet a Leo rising at a party, you get along very quickly. They gonna dance with you right away. They maybe even gonna buy you drinks or whatever. Like, it's all about fun, to be honest, and all about creation, expressing creativity.
Honestly, when I go to a party, I mean, I do have that Scorpio moon, and I'm very anxious about a lot of people, and like, I don't know with who I should talk, blah blah. But when it comes to a point that I have to talk, like, I'm talking. For example, someone comes up to me and they're like, oh yeah, I like your hair, just saying. And then I'm like, oh thanks, and they don't say anything anymore. I'm the one that's gonna ask questions. Like, I'm the one, oh, where are you from? Like, I'm not just gonna stand there and just wait for them to leave.
Not that Scorpios are anxious, they just observe a lot of the times people, the room, the environment.
What is a bad thing about Leo rising?
A bad thing about Leo rising, they can come across as very dominant,
And annoying.
very loud, very annoying. Like, as I said, they tend to draw all the attention on them, so sometimes it's kind of exhausting. That's a bad thing about Leo rising, sorry.
Sorry. So that was the video. If you love Lamo as much as I do, give me a thumbs up. I'm definitely gonna bring him back for more videos, so I don't even need to ask if you want to see him. Okay, so subscribe to my channel.
And give the buttons like up.
Buttons like up. Well, thanks for my promo.
Maar goed, we waren gebleven bij...
Engels.
Oh ja.
Good butt. No.
Zo, we were...
So,
Nee, kidding.
before I knew anything about moon signs, well, I didn't know anything. But
Whatever. Just don't mind my English because I didn't have school for a lot of years.
I didn't have, you can hear it.
Well, bye, bitches.